Tamara Bennett from Southern Adoornments Decor, and I got my son Brett here with me today. He is, how old are you? Speak up.
2.
You're not 2. He's quite the jokester in our family. He is 10, and he's in 5th grade, and he saw me today getting ready. Look, Nana's watching. See, it says Jan from sunny Florida. So he saw me getting ready to cut out this shape, and he said, "Hey, will you cut me one so I can paint live with you?" And I thought about it, but then I thought, this table isn't really big enough for us to do it's just a big pain in the butt to try to paint 2 things side by side. Brooke Riley and I tried it back a while back, and it was kind of a pain to get that set up. So I told him we would both share the task of painting this one with you guys today. And I did want to tell you all about our library of free templates that we have on our website. So if you haven't heard about this before, we have a library of free templates. Thank you. On our website at southernadornmentsdecor.com/template-library. And if you can't remember that URL, I don't blame you. It is in the video description. So no matter where you're watching, you should be able to find that link in the video description. All you have to do is type in your email to get access to it, and it will send a message to your email with a password. Now, once you get that password, please screenshot it, write it down, put it in your diary, wherever you need to, because people are always forgetting what the password is, and you got to have the password in order to get into the library. Mary says, "Oh my goodness, his eyes and facial expressions are hilarious. He is such a class clown, like not in school, but he is here at home. And he thinks it's really funny if I'm taking a serious family photo to go and like do his teeth kind of like that right there. And I've had to Photoshop a couple of his pictures so that he didn't look like a goofball." Jenny says, "Hi, Brett." Hello, Lori from Waco, Texas. Lynn says, "It's awesome. He wants to paint with you." Well, Charlie has just been laid down for a nap. Otherwise, I would have her up here too, and she would want to be joining in. So before we get started, if you want to be notified next time I go live, please text "hey" to the number on the screen. Go ahead and screenshot it if you want to do it after the video is over so that you don't have to leave us. But we're going to be painting this super simple Christmas tree shape today. And so we have just added this one to the free library. If you haven't gotten access to it yet and you're already have the password to the free library, you can go ahead and log in now and get your template, and you can print it out. All you have to do is tape it together. If mine looks shiny, it's because I used shipping tape to tape mine together. It's actually 6 pieces of paper that have been taped together. And then I laid it down on my wood. I took a pencil and I traced the outside. And then I removed the template, and then I cut it out with a jigsaw. And so if you have a jigsaw at home, this is a very simple one to cut out. It is a lot of ins and outs, but that's really good practice, you guys. You go in, you pull back just a little bit, and then do a turn, and then come back out. Or if you're along the edge of your wood, you could just cut this way and then cut this way without having to go in and make a turn. So it just depends. Okay. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you are telling me where you're from and that you're watching. And for those of you who have already sprinkled the love on this video, I appreciate that so much. That helps our page reach other new people. I'm going to remove this from the screen now so we can get started with painting. And before we get started, I did want to say all the paints that I use are the Decor Americana matte acrylics. I know a lot of you guys have had troubles finding paint in your local stores. So hopefully you guys are being restocked very soon. Let's see. And then, oh, that is such good news, Renee. She said, "This is not painting related," but she said, "I wanted to express how good God is." One of my grandsons last Sunday got baptized, or is getting baptized. It's always good news. Okay. Hello, Kayla. How are you? You love my work. Thank you, Patty. Melissa said, "Could always use a template on canvas for a non-door hanger." That's an excellent point Melissa brings up. Our templates don't have to only be used to cut out on wood. You could use graphite paper underneath them to transfer the design onto a canvas if you wanted to paint it on canvas. And if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, we actually have a tutorial for exactly how to do that in the Painters Clubhouse. All right, and if you're not a Painters Clubhouse member, you should think about joining when we reopen in the spring. It's a lot of fun, and I see a lot of our hashtag PC sisters watching in the comments. Okay, Brett, I am talking a lot, so you can go ahead and get started here Go ahead. I'm gonna try not to move it because we need to keep it under the camera for them. But he's gonna help me. We're gonna paint the entire thing first with this Hauser medium green. You need more paint on your brush. So if you're having problems like Brett is, you need to pick up quite a bit. See how I covered my brush like halfway? Because I'm gonna cover this whole thing. So see, we gotta get quite a bit so you can kind of like sweep the floor with it. See how I'm kind of doing a floor sweeping motion?
We are painting happy.
So you're just, no. Your technique is off. If you guys paint like Brett does, this is part of the problem why it might look streaky. See how I did this whole area before I moved on to anything else? You're working in all these different areas. You got to work in the same area till you get it covered. Otherwise, you're going to have a really streaky finish. So fill in one whole area before you move on to anywhere else.
Okay.
It'll give you a nicer finish. I think we need separate egg cartons. That way I've got my paint and you've got yours, and I'm not reaching across the table like we're sharing a bowl of mashed potatoes or something.
Mashed potatoes.
I guess in our house it would be mac and cheese. The kids love mac and cheese. What color green is that? This is Decor Hauser medium green. Hauser medium green. I love this color.
It's sticking to the brush.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Well, it's like staining the brush.
Well, it's okay. We can wash it out later. We'll go and get the edges when we're done too. So just get the surface first. Now, normally you guys don't see me paint the edges on here because I usually like have these laser cut, but this one was actually cut with a jigsaw. So it has a raw wood edge instead of that nice crisp laser burned edge. And so I will be painting the edges today because I don't like the natural like raw wood on the edge. It's messier.
Can you do the edges? I don't know how to do.
Yeah, that's fine. You need to be re-dipping your brush more often because see, you're not making much progress. I've done this whole side. And I know you're still learning. That's okay. Go get you some more paint. Get you some more paint. And then work in a small area like this until it's good and covered. And then just keep working out from there until you feel like you can't because you're running out of paint on your brush. For those of you who are new to painting, the things I'm saying to Brett apply to you as well. Because a lot of you guys will start up here, you'll do a little bit, and you'll do some more down here, and you're like, I'm just not getting good coverage. Well, you got to re-dip that brush pretty frequently and keep adding more paint. Yes, I do get my egg cartons from my neighbors, my friends, my church family. They all know that I use egg cartons to hold my paint. And so even though we have our own chickens and we don't buy eggs anymore, we still have a plethora of egg cartons thanks to all of our friends. Plethora. I'm teaching you new words. Macon says you're hilarious and she loves your facial expressions. Macon is from Denmark. Did you know that? That's a long way away.
Wow.
Yep. Where do you, I already started. I'm reading the same questions over and over. Does anybody else have any more questions? Since I've got an assistant painter today, I can actually answer and read comments better than normal. We're going to do this part brown though. So I'm going to stop up here at the top instead of painting all the way down the stem.
Okay.
And just kind of go straight across right there.
I'm going to need help on my side.
He is a beginner painter, yes.
Someone's coming.
Yep, that's my assistant Shan. She's coming to take pictures while we paint.
Miss
So we better slow down so she can get in here and get a picture of step 1. Paint the entire thing green.
Step 1.
Susan says, I'm just jumping on here in North Carolina. Who is this sweet assistant? This is my son, Brett. He's 10. He's in 5th grade.
Trying to learn which hand to use because they all can't see this hand.
Oh, it doesn't matter if they can see your hand. They just need to be able to see the door hanger. Sometimes he's left-handed. Sometimes he's right-handed. When he plays baseball, sometimes he likes to be left-handed. Okay. See, we've got it pretty well covered. We might still have to do some touching up, but let's go ahead and paint our edges. Let me get a little bit more paint. Are you still got plenty over there?
I'm running.
You're running low?
Running.
I'll give you a little more. Okay, so now what we're going to do to paint the edges, you're going to get a little bit on the tip of your brush. We're going to lift it up a little bit.
Okay.
And then just kind of sweep it back and forth across the edge. Try not to get all over the back of it. Beginner painters sometimes end up making a real big mess of the back of the door hanger. But the trick is to use the tip of your brush and sweep back and forth to just feather it on the edge there.
I'm trying not to get it in the back.
Yep. You're doing a fine job. Hello, Travis.
Probably she's here.
I know. You can let her in the door if she hadn't come in yet.
Oh, she's here.
Yep. Hello, Shan.
Hello.
We already started.
I've got a helper today.
Are you on the line?
Yeah, we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Shan's here. She's going to take pictures. So if y'all haven't noticed, the quality of my blog posts have gotten a lot better because we have step-by-step photos now, thanks to Shan. She comes by when I paint live and takes pictures of the process. I told them you were coming earlier. I said, we need to slow down so Shan can get a picture of step one. Paint the background green. So
I'm getting some.
which I did take a quick video beforehand, kind of showing like that I had cut this out using a jigsaw and stuff like that. So if you need to pull from any of that, you'll be able to. By the way, if you guys have not checked out the blog, it is also on southern-adoornmentsdecor.com. We have a blog post about a lot of the projects that I have done so far. And so if you guys don't remember what paint colors I used, or maybe you're like trying to remember where to find those awesome Posca paint pens that I use, then you can find links to all of that stuff in each project. I'm just going back and touching up the spots you kind of missed. So you didn't have enough paint on your brush right there, and so that's why you weren't getting it covered good. Okay, it looks pretty good. I see a little bit. Do you see how right here how the wood's kind of showing through? Get a little bit more paint. Get a little more paint on your brush, and just kind of feather back and forth like you're sweeping the floor on top of those little areas that look too thin.
Feather the floor.
Sometimes you don't have to do a whole second coat. You can just do a quick little touch up in the areas where it looks a little too thin. As long as you aren't using a different color, you're using the same exact color.
Ooh.
What are you doing? See, okay, there's a problem. See how you're holding your brush doing like this?
Yeah.
See how it's leaving all these weird streaks?
No.
If you were sweeping the floor, would you hold the brush like that? The brush. Would you hold the broom like that? Would you? No. You would hold the broom like this, and you would sweep left and right, left and right. So that's what you need to do to get, and if your brush feels like it's dragging, get a little bit of water on your brush, and then do longer sweeping streaks. Feel free to move my water cup.
Oh, over here needs some.
Okay, I think we got it covered. There's a little spot right here. See it? Thank you. Somebody said you're a handsome little helper we have today. Hello, Libby from Mississippi. Okay, so I wanted to know if this is I almost made a mess. If this is available as a blank, yes, you can get blanks, which blank is just the word we use for a wooden cutout. You can get wooden cutouts that are laser cut on our shop at shopdoorhangers.com. Now, a lot of our blanks are available as etched or not etched. Etched just means that it has something carved in the surface so that you have a pattern to paint by. Because this is just a simple Christmas, yeah, you can rinse your brush now. Because this is just a simple Christmas tree, and I didn't really know what I was going to be painting on it. We are not offering this one as an etched blank. You will be able to paint it however you want. You don't have to paint it like we do. She wants you to smile. She's taking your picture. Don't do that goofy face that you do. I told him in family photos, a lot of times he'll go, and do this like funny rabbit face. Oh, my email just suddenly opened up unannounced. I don't know why it does that.
What?
Hold on, let me close that. There we go. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing.
Can I use this paint to get on my hands?
Why do you want paint on your hands?
I don't know.
Okay, let's dry this real quick. And Brett, you can go ahead and paint the stem of our little tree with this dark chocolate color.
Ooh, chocolate.
If I can get it to come out. Hold on. It was all down at the bottom. Okay. Dark chocolate. Use a little bit of that, and we're gonna paint just the stem.
What brush?
You can grab a new one, or you can rinse the one out that you were just using. Oh, hold on to your egg cartons. That should be a t-shirt saying. Okay. Shan, do you mind pushing the air conditioning down? It is like hot in here all of a sudden. Right around the corner on the left there. Other way. Yep. Yeah, you'll have to push it 2 or 3 times to get it to actually kick on.
What do you want it down to?
Like 73 or something like that. It's fine. Where are where all the painted quilts are. Ooh, that sounds like a beautiful place. Are you talking about like barn quilts? I must have missed a conversation in the comments. Jessica says she has the same shirt I do. I've got my turkey shirt on today in honor of Thanksgiving coming up. I'm excited. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? Okay, he's getting the stem painted for us. Make sure to paint the edges. Oh, you got a little bit on the edge of the tree there. It's okay.
Oh no!
Barn quilts. There's a place, I think it was up in Illinois or Indiana that I went one time. And it had some barn quilts, but it had a lot of covered bridges. And it was like a covered bridge festival. And you could drive around and take pictures of all the covered bridges. And you could go to this craft fair. If y'all know what I'm talking about, tell me where that's at. Because that was when I was probably 13. I didn't really remember where we went. I just knew we went and we had fun. Can I help you?
Yes, please.
You're killing me. Moving like so slow, painting that edge. Okay.
I can't.
It's okay. It's all right. It comes with practice. So if you're like Brett and you're really slow painting, you can tell us in the comments, but don't feel bad about it because everybody's a little slow when they first start. Okay. I kind of rounded that up at the top. You see how I did that? That way it looks more natural.
But you also.
It's okay. Hang on. Let me grab a baby wipe and I'm going to show you how to fix your mistake that you just made where you accidentally got paint where you didn't want it. You get a baby wipe out and you can just wipe it up. See, it was still wet and I got a little paint right over here that I didn't want. Now we can clean up the base of the table if we got paint all over our table.
That's not
Baby wipes are a must-have in a craft room.
Yes. Must always have.
Yep. Okay. You ready to
Mustard.
start doing some? Hang on. Let me see if I can find a piece of chalk. I got all kinds of stuff in this little cup. I need chalk. I know there's some. Is there chalk down in there? Look in that little cup. You see chalk?
A bunch.
Okay, grab one piece. Okay, we're getting chalk out because I'm going to draw real quick some little Christmas lights, and then Brett's going to help me paint them. So we're going to just kind of freehand draw this with just a simple piece of chalk. And by the way, if you're just now tuning in, we have the template for this Christmas tree on our website in our template library. You can get it completely free to cut out your own wood door hanger. The link is in the video description. You can get it at southernadornmentsdecor.com/template-library. So first I'm going to go ahead and just pretend like I'm draping lights back and forth on our tree. Let's see. Let's bring this part right here. Now that looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and draw some lights. And I'm just going to do some simple teardrop shaped lights.
Teardrop.
And then we're going to paint them. I'm trying to make them rather big just because it's easier, and they're actually getting too big. So hang on. See how this one doesn't look like any of these? I did it wrong. So we can actually back up with our baby wipe and go whoops and fix it. I meant to start them more like this, so that they more look like a lemon shape.
How is this going to time lapse?
I'll show you later. So get all your lights on here.
Nice.
It's okay. And Brett wanted to use some glitter. He likes adding all the extra pizzazz to things when we paint and do crafts. He actually wanted to add fake snow, and I was like, I think we're going to keep this one snow-free because this is going to be like an indoor Christmas tree. But we will add some glitter to our lights after we're done. Okay, so see, now we've got our lights all drawn on here. So the next thing to do, which we've already done actually, is to pick our colors. So this is what Brett has picked. We've got red, yellow. We have blue, orange, purple, and teal. And if you actually want to know the paint color names, they are primary red, primary yellow, lavender, bright blue, orange flame, and Laguna. And then we've got some glitter paint that we may add in just a few moments. It's a galaxy glitter. It's called Clear Ice Comet. There we go. Clear Ice Comet. And we're going to add that on top.
I couldn't use snow, so I used
Okay. Shan's getting a picture of it for our blog post. Vicky said, good job, mom, teaching him not to sweat the small stuff. Yeah, and you guys shouldn't sweat the small stuff either. If you're learning how to paint, don't beat yourself up about, get your foot out of the camera. We are going to have manners in here. Look at that face. He's like, am I really in trouble? No, you're not really in trouble. But let's not put our foot on the Facebook Live video. Okay, so yeah, it is a lot of red. You're going to do all the red ones. I'll do all the teal ones, and we'll make a plan for it in just a moment.
Wait, I thought we weren't going to do teal because it would blend in with the green.
Well, we may still do it because it looked kind of funny. Like if you have Christmas lights that all only have like warm tones like red and yellow and orange, then you may not get the right look that you're going for. And so that's why I added in the teal, because we needed another cool color. Oh my goodness, these things are like, whoops, and I just put that in the brown. These things are pressurized and they were like shooting out. I've got paint all over my hand here. And then let's see, how many colors you got? You got 2, I've got 2. You want blue or yellow? Yellow? Okay, I'll do blue. And then let's see, we'll put yellow right here. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do, Brett, is we're going to get probably a brush like this. You can have that one. This is a round tip brush, and we're going to use this to paint our lights. So let's make a plan before we just start willy-nilly painting all of our lights. Okay, hang on. Stephanie is asking, what's the password for the template library? So you actually get the password through your email. So once you sign up and you put your email in, you should get the password in your email account. It probably went to spam, knowing the internet, so be sure and check there. And somebody asked, how long does it take? I don't know, maybe an hour, 30 minutes. It depends on the speed of the satellite, I guess. Hope says, hey, he might make you lots of money. Are you going to be the next Bob Ross one of these days? Hopefully. He did dress as Bob Ross last year for Halloween.
No.
Okay, somebody said the Iowa Covered Bridge Festival. That could have been it, but I don't think we drove as far as Iowa. Okay, Mom said it may have been Evansville that we went to for the Covered Bridge Festival. It may have been, I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and paint our, oh, hang on, we were going to decide a plan here. So let's figure out a pattern. Maybe we do warm, cool, warm, cool. And our warm colors are red, yellow, and orange, right? So let's start with maybe red. Dip your brush in some red and put a dot on that one right there. Just a dot. Red. Okay, now I'm going to do a cool. We'll pick blue. Now we need another warm. Hang on. Let me just do this with the tip of my finger. We're going to do warm color. Now do another cool color, which would be like the purple is a cool color. Do a dot on that one. So we're just assigning each of our lights a color. Now let's do another warm color, which would be yellow. And then another cool color, which would be my teal here. Okay. Have we used all of our colors? How many colors did we had? We had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now it's time to repeat the pattern, right?
Yeah.
So we started with red, so make this one red.
Yeah. That's a lot of paint.
Yep, this one's going to be blue. And then what's after blue?
Orange.
Orange.
And then the purple.
I can't seem to pick up the orange without dipping my whole finger all up in it. Orange.
Purple. Right?
Yep. Purple.
Purple.
And then yellow. We're going to have paint all over our hands by the time this is done. And then teal. And then we repeat the pattern again. So we need red. Put red here.
Red.
Okay. And then orange.
And then purple.
Oh, wait. Oh, man, I messed up. Hang on. Let's get our baby wipe out. This one's not supposed to be orange.
Kill the orange.
This one was supposed to be blue. You know how I knew? Because red and orange are both warm colors. And I thought, wait a minute. They shouldn't have been side by side. Red, blue, then orange.
Then
I
purple.
have to look at my fingers to see what colors are on them.
Purple.
Purple. And then yellow. Whoops, I didn't have much yellow on my hand. Let's try again. And then what's after yellow? The teal.
Teal. And then red.
I'm running out of fingers to dip in colors. Look at this.
Can I smear my hands together?
Can you smear them together and make a mess?
Paint.
Sure. Rhonda said fat thumbs. Yeah, I have fat thumbs. Oh, are you talking about because you typed something in wrong? I say that sometimes when I type in something wrong. If I'm texting somebody, I'm like, oh, it's my big fat thumbs. Yes, somebody is taking pictures for our blog posts and stuff. It just makes it easier later when we're creating a blog post to like show you the process if she's taking pictures while I'm doing it. Okay. Thank you for that information, Lori. I appreciate that. Hello, Ruth and Kim. Somebody said, I don't remember seeing this tree. Kim, that's because we just added this tree pattern to our free library. So if you already have the password for the free library, it should be added now. Matter of fact, let me show you guys. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to show you. This is what it looks like when you log on to the website and see the free library. See, there's a rooster, a pumpkin, a mermaid, a box of chocolates, a pineapple, a witch owl, an Easter egg, and then right here, see where that little pink paintbrush is? There's not a picture there yet because we haven't painted the finished product yet. So eventually the picture of the Christmas tree will be right here. And so that is what you will see when you log into the free library. So we're up to 8 new templates and tutorials in there that you guys can get. And of course you can get the wood blank if you prefer that. If you want to just have us ship you the wood blank and you paint, you can do that. Okay, you ready to paint the lights?
Yeah.
Yes, finally. Okay, so we've got our colors chosen. We've got our lights designated. I got my colors. You got yours. So you just start painting whichever one you want. But let's not switch between colors. Let's just start and paint like all the red ones first and then all the orange ones. Stuff like that. And it's okay if you don't cover up all the chalk. We can erase that in a minute. It's kind of hard painting around you and you painting around me, isn't it? And you can also cover up the chalk line if you want to. See how I covered mine up?
No, because that's my outline and
He wants to paint inside the lines. That's okay. That's how your daddy is. Okay. Mom is not like that all the time. All right. So watch how I'm doing it. I'm starting at the top and I'm pulling that brush down to the bottom on this side and then pull it down to the bottom on the other side and then fill in the middle. Super easy. I'll let you paint that one since I'm in the way. And I'll paint this one up.
This paint had dried already.
Yeah, that if we don't move quickly, you might have an awkward dry paint dot in the middle, but that's okay. A couple of coats of paint will fix that.
More red.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a second coat on my orange in a minute.
Me too with the red. I'm gonna have to rinse that brush out. Kills the paint.
Are you swapping colors?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do.
How about? Well, yeah. Okay. Let's just keep going.
It's all drying.
Hang on, I forgot to pull the comments back up so I can see what y'all are saying. Okay, Dana says it's in there. It's in the free library, and she just downloaded it. Awesome. Thank you for that feedback. Jen says Brett is so animated. He is.
No.
He is my middle child. Are you the middle kid?
Yes.
Yep. Middle kids are special, aren't they?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. If you guys remember, 2 years ago, he was the one that had to have surgery on his brain. And so a lot of you guys were saying prayers for him. He was sent to Norton's Children's Hospital, and we went for a checkup just last week. And they said he is looking great and doing great. Thank you, Emily Lynn.
Who's Emily?
She's watching, and she said, this is looking lovely.
Hello.
All right, while you're taking a break to dip in the paint, I'm going to go ahead and paint this one here. That way I don't have to reach over you. And then I'm going to paint this one up here. I forgot to make that one look a little bit more like a teardrop. So I'm going to not paint inside my lines. And I'm just going to kind of fake it.
Fake?
Yeah. Now the blue, see how well that blue covered? The blue and the purple color covered really well. My orange, not so much. Okay, and then the teal. This is the Laguna color.
The red doesn't look quite good.
Yep, and see, I messed up on the shape of my light down here, and I went back to making it weird shaped. So I'm going to make this more like a lemon shape and ignore my chalk lines.
I'm going to do yellow.
I'm not going to paint inside the lines. And I'll just erase that chalk line afterwards. The teal's covering pretty well, too.
What's paint made of?
This is acrylic paint, so I assume it's made of some sort of acrylic material. But I don't really know.
Excuse.
Why are you holding the brush so funny? Like when you hold a pencil, see, look, I'm holding my brush just like I would hold a pencil. That's how you need to hold it.
That's pretty much how I hold it.
I know, but you don't hold your pencil way up here. You hold your pencil down close. So that's what, yeah, there you go. See, you've got a lot more control now. For those of you at home, that's a tip. If you're holding your paintbrush way up here, unless you're a fine artist and you really know what you're doing, you're not going to have much control holding your brush like that. Hold your brush up close, just like you would a pencil, and you'll have much more control.
I kind of messed up that one.
That's okay. I'm going to go back and touch them up for you in a minute.
The yellow is not good.
Well, I think part of the problem is because you're kind of smearing it on instead of painting it on.
What's the difference?
I don't know. Let's trade real quick. Here, you touch up my orange and I'll touch up your yellow.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. I got orange paint all up my hand here.
Ooh, damn.
Okay, so I'm going to dip these are just round tip brushes, by the way. And I'm going to go back across his and I'm going to try to smooth it out because he was kind of smearing it on. He wasn't really spreading it out real good. You did a fine job on that base coat. I'm just touching up your Yeah, base coat's when you do the first coat. I'm just touching it up.
Checking mine's up.
Yeah.
It's not really doing anything.
And this paint's not covering real good on top of this green. So I really probably should have painted these yellow lights white first. Maybe even the orange. Well, I don't know. The orange is doing a really good job on the second
It's doing
coat.
better than on.
Yep.
But I can't quite do it.
You need to get some more paint. See how it's not going on real good? Get some more.
After that light, I was probably going to do a double coat.
Who had a great question? Did I miss a great question?
Check the comments.
Yeah, check the comments. Maybe she was just talking about you love our accents. Bree, we're from Kentucky. We can't help it. We don't have an accent. Y'all do. I saw a t-shirt that said that once and I was like, I love that. Your purple looks really good, Brett. I think you only struggled with the yellow because the yellow wasn't covering very good.
Orange on this one, is it?
It's okay. It's looking fine. I'll go back and touch it up some too.
The triple touch.
Triple touch up. Okay, let's hit this with a hairdryer real quick because sometimes if we're trying to put a second or a third coat on something and it's not dry, it just pushes the paint around. Oh, she said your question about what is paint made of was a good question. It was. I just don't know. Yeah.
Instead of
Which paintbrush are you using for the bulbs? Someone said. It's just a little round tip brush. I can show you up close here. See? It's not very thick. It's just, I don't even know what size this one is because it doesn't say on the handle, but I'm assuming it's probably like a size 4. Okay, let me get some more yellow. We're going to do a third coat on these yellow bulbs. Hopefully this will be enough to...
No, wouldn't that be the 4th coat?
Is it? I don't even know.
Because
I've lost
I
count.
coated, and then I recoated, and then you just coated again, and then you coated again.
Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. Because this yellow's not covering real good, here's another tip for you. Add just a couple drops of white to your yellow paint. Not enough to change the color that much, but enough to change how opaque it is because you want to make it more opaque. So this is going to make it just a slightly more creamy yellow,
I'm gonna double coat
and it's going to cover just a little bit better
No, come here.
with the white in it.
Ooh, the blue's turning out good now.
Yeah,
It's not.
looks good. All of our yellow ones ended up on this side, though. Maybe we should have changed the placement of our
So is
bulb
the
colors.
blue, and they all go in a pattern.
It's okay.
Actually, it's back. Oh, sorry.
I suppose we could put like one go in the other direction, like maybe it's flipped up on this side over
Wait,
here. Would that be weird?
Aren't you gonna do that special thing where you make it look like it's shiny with the
With the glitter?
white line and then the dot?
Oh, yeah. He's talking about highlighting and outlining things. Yes, we're going to do that here in a little bit. So even though we may make some mistakes or boo-boos right now, it's okay because those highlights and outlines make everything look so pretty. Okay, I'm just doing a second coat on his red. It makes it just a little bit brighter because the first coat of red didn't turn out very
poopy.
bright. No, it wasn't poopy. What is it with 10-year-old boys? Everything turns into a potty talk, like poop and things like
I
that.
don't know.
They love poop emojis and anything with
I
the word
send my
poop.
friends poop emojis all the time.
This might be the first time we've talked about poop on Southern Adoornments decor. You think it's funny, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, let me get some more orange. I'm going to touch up your orange bulbs.
This top one, I can own it.
It's okay.
Awesome.
This one's a joint effort. It's like a team building Christmas tree. Do some more on this. I'm putting that third coat on pretty thick so that it looks nice and bright. All right. So now what we can do is I'm going to do this part because it requires kind of a steady hand. Or you could use a Posca paint pen. The only reason I'm choosing to use a brush instead of a Posca pen is because I don't want to sit and wait for my paint to dry or sit here with a hairdryer on it for several seconds. It's just faster to pick up a little bit of black paint. Let me rotate this or rotate my arm. Sorry, here we go. And then we're just going to do like this. And I rotated my arm because I have an easier time when I pull my paintbrush. And so I'm just pulling that paintbrush to follow those lines where the chalk is. And then we'll go back after it's dry and we'll erase the chalk lines.
One of them said, no worries, so does my daughter. What?
So does her daughter. Her daughter likes to talk about poop emojis and poop things too, apparently. It's just a kid thing, I guess. They're fascinated with poop.
Yeah,
It's kind of gross.
I took a picture of a dog.
Oh, that's nasty, Brett. Let's not confess things on Facebook. Start embarrassing your mama.
Yay.
Again, this is a super simple design. You can grab the template at southernadornmentsdecor.com/template-library. Type in your email. You'll get a password via email for the library. And there's 8 templates in there that you can download, print out, and tape on your wood so that you can cut out your own door hanger.
I'm looking on that, and you can't quite see any of the purple and blue.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually look at the door hanger, you can see a bunch of it.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to decide if I want to outline my lights. I don't think I want to. So let me get my hairdryer out. We're going to dry this real good, and then we'll erase the chalk. Okay? I know, we're going to erase that. Okay, we've got it mostly dry. I say mostly because the paint's a little thick right there. Let's get a new baby wipe. And we're just going to erase the extra chalk lines. I'm going to do this instead of you just because I know where the paint's wet and dry. And I'm just going to carefully dab to erase. Because if you rub really hard, it will kind of move some of that acrylic paint that maybe isn't cured yet. By the way, somebody in the comments did tell us what acrylic paint is made out of. Oh, look what I just did. I just smudged the orange. It's okay. Baby wipe cleans it up. So I'm just going to switch to a clean spot on the baby wipe and keep going.
What did it say?
I'll have to go back and read it in a minute. She was talking about pigments and I don't know, something about that. I tried to read it while I was blow drying. See how I'm brushing toward each light so that I'm not rubbing back and forth on the light. I'm just carefully smudging the door hanger to erase that chalk. If you get a lot of back and forth action and your paint's pretty fresh, it's going to make a mess. And since I'm doing this live, I don't really want to make a big old mess and have to start all over.
Delete the whole entire video.
Delete the video.
One. Use the
I try not to do that kind of thing because I want you guys to know that even I make mistakes. And if I go deleting every video I've made a mistake on, then people would think that I was perfect, and they would think then that they have to be perfect, and that's not true.
No one in the world will ever be perfect.
That's true. There's only ever one person who is perfect. Do you know who that is?
Jesus.
That's right, Jesus.
Touched the.
He was the only ever perfect person.
I don't think we double coated that yellow.
Oh, you're right. I didn't do a second coat on that yellow.
Hello from Louisiana.
Okay. It's still got a little bit of like baby white fuzz on it that you guys can't see, but I'll just have to give it a really good like clean up brush whenever I'm completely done. I may get like a soft bristle brush or something, kind of try to sweep all those little fibers off from the baby white. And put another coat on that yellow. Okay. Now Brett pointed out something that he said we ought to do, which was add those little white highlights to each one.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want me to do that or do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit of white paint. I'm going to get my round tip brush. This is super simple, guys. This is a good way to make your lights look like they're shining. Get just a little bit of white.
Turn off.
And add a little highlight on each side. And do it on the same side of each one, okay? That way it looks like the light's reflecting off of them on the same side.
All turning on.
All the lights are turning on? That's a good point. And it's kind of like a little comma shape. See how that really lightened it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you wanted to add glitter. So let me dry my little highlights, because if we put glitter on this right now, those white highlights will become smudges.
Someone said sprinkle love.
Yeah, sprinkle love is good. Not coming out.
Oh, wow. Are we doing the whole entire tree? Are we doing the whole entire tree?
No, we're just doing it on the lights.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That
So,
runs out really
Here you go. You can use that brush. I'll use this one.
This runs out very quickly.
Get a little bit of that. This is the Galaxy glitter in the Clear Ice Comet. And it is a really good like top coat if you just want a little bit of sparkle, because it's kind of got like holographic glitter in it. Yep, just add just a little bit to each. I feel like it needs a little bit more, like it's not thick enough. So if you need to, just kind of scoop that glitter up, kind of like you're using a shovel. Treat your paintbrush like a shovel. Scoop it up.
Did Bob Ross say that?
I doubt Bob Ross said that.
Use your
I don't know if Bob Ross ever used glitter on his canvases. For those of you who have watched like every one of Bob's videos, maybe you could tell us that. And you can paint right over that little white highlight too. It's not going to hurt anything, because this glitter glue is, oops, I just got on top of that white highlight. I just told y'all that needed to be dry and it wasn't. It's okay. We're going to smudge it and fix it. Because the glitter glue is clear, it's not going to hurt that highlight or cover it up without letting it show.
This looks really good.
It's pretty, isn't it? All the little sparkles. We'll show you guys the sparkles up close in just a minute. This Galaxy glitter is really cool, and it's one of Brett's favorites because it has chunky glitter and fine glitter mixed in. So you kind of get a little bit of both.
You
And
get
it adds a
both
lot of sparkle.
child and okay glitter.
Oh, I just smeared that highlight all over the place on this one. Hold up. Where's my baby wipe? I gotta fix this.
Bobby Walk.
That highlight was still wet.
I think it was either yesterday or the day before that. But
Yeah.
you gave someone a Band-Aid and it was Bob Ross.
Yeah, I have Bob Ross Band-Aids.
Band-Aid.
Oh, get that one right there.
Hi.
We've almost got them all. Hello, Brenda from Louisiana. Somebody said a lint roller or tape would remove the fuzz from the baby wipe. Thank you for that tip. I can't read your name. Let's see. K-L-A-N-N. Okay, I'm not going to try to say that because I don't know how to say. I'm sure that's a username. Something Guinness. K-L-S-A-N. Thank you.
Guinness World Record.
Yeah, kind of like that. She said, y'all are doing a fantastic job together. And then Hayden asked, do you have any tips for getting black or red paint off a paintbrush? I've had trouble with it really wanting to stick all in the brush. Try soaking it in just a little bit of water and Murphy's oil soap mixed together. That really has helped break it down. Also, rubbing alcohol is good for breaking down acrylic paint. So maybe just dip it in a little bit of alcohol. Yes, Deborah said Murphy's oil soap too. Oh, look, Miss Melissa Reed says she's down there with Nana and Papa in Florida. She's watching. Where did you get the, what does that say? I've got glasses on, I still can't read it. Where did you get the filter? I've enjoyed watching you learning how to paint. What filter are we talking about?
Like Snapchat filter?
That's kind of what I think of, but I'm not really sure. Okay, we could add a little bit of white highlights and stuff too to our tree if you want to. Get your brush and you could just do like a little light stroke on each little branch, and it'll make it look like the light is kind of reflecting on it. If you want a little more detail, again, we are keeping this one super simple. You could paint this however you like.
Every time we went over to grandma's too, and granny's, we'd always see their Christmas tree up at Halloween.
Okay, guys, that's a wrap for this door hanger. If you want to grab the template for this one, get it in the template library. It's completely free. You can get it at the link in the video description. She said, what a sweet helper. Brett, you thank them for watching today?
Thank you.
Karen says it's weird not seeing all the comments. Maybe you need to swipe, Karen, because you should be seeing comments. Thank you, Karen. All right, y'all have a great afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Oh, she said, what kind of filter? Okay, or filter. She meant glitter. Again, it's the Decor Galaxy Glitter Clear Ice Comet color, and it's got a really pretty holographic chunky glitter. We love it. All right, y'all have a great day. Thanks, guys.